How do we exist? We exist as individual projectors with hard disks inside our heads. When we are babies, when we are very small, this 100 terabyte or whatever, let's just put a number on it, this phenomenally huge hard disk inside your head is empty, and it registers the first words, mama, papa. Mama and papa put a lot of other words in your head, and one fine day you become a Jordan Peterson, Sam Harris, or one of these intelligent thinkers, speakers that you watch on YouTube nowadays. But we want to inquire about the nature of God, the nature of the self, of consciousness. I think that for those of you who are into this, you would have viewed and heard and read ad nauseum about these subjects. So I will presume that you are into this very on a different scale, and that your curiosity has not yet been satiated. You seem to be able to see something. It's like that curtain that's not completely open. Somebody just flicks the side and you see a little bit of the scenery outside, and then the curtain closes. But you know that that big picture is out there, but you can't see it. So that's what's happening to all of us. So basically, we are all just projectors. You are a very sophisticated projector with a hard disk in your head. And I am one too. And every individual on this planet is a projector. So I am projecting this world, and it's quite amusing. I'm projecting myself on this screen in front of this camera, apparently communicating with someone, with you who is listening to this. So I'm this projector. I'm projecting you. I'm projecting my family, my friends, everyone I see, Putin, the Queen, the cat, the dog, the bird, everything is just one big virtual reality cinema. I'm projecting. I am projecting this. This is all possible because this I, which apparently exists, projects all these and all this. That's all. And you are another projector projecting me. And you are projecting Putin, the Queen, the animals, everything else, the plants. And there is this apparent reality. Okay, revision, Maya. Let's put that aside. It's a bit, I mean, you'll be jaded by that term by now, but I want to try and simplify it. So I'm one projector, you are another projector, and the rest of these 7-8 billion projectors are all projecting this planet, this universe, this reality, this perceived reality. And when this projector is switched off one day, I'm sure you have seen other projectors that have been switched off due to illness, accidents, whatever. The projectors have been switched off, and when the projector is switched off, this universe, I hate to use the term dimension, but this all is destroyed by the projector together with the projector itself. And that is what is happening. It's a projection and destruction. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So, beyond that, we ask the question, what happens when the projector is switched off? So the projector becomes this thing which we like to call God, and which we try to decipher with the help of a tool called religion. It is like trying to open a beer bottle with a hacksaw. That's basically what religion is. Religion is a hacksaw, and you actually need a bottle opener. And God does not exist. You see, this is not an atheist statement. I say God does not exist because God does not exist as we know existence. For us, this is existence. What I see around me, this is existence. But when the projector is switched off, you become that. That Punja Papaji and UG Krishnamurti, J Krishnamurti, Bernadette Roberts, and all these people have been talking about. You become that. I have to say, you become that because of the language problem. Because language has its limits in communicating. You've heard that too. So I'll try my best not to sicken you with stuff that you've heard before. So let us try and define what God is. Unfortunately, the religions teach us that God is, very amusingly, usually a male. That's a psychosis of humanity. And this entity behaves and thinks like us. It rewards the good doers and punishes the evil doers. And religion has and is still trying to convince us that God has got qualities. But what is God? God is actually something that has no qualities whatsoever. As I say, good exists because of bad. If there was not something which we call bad, you wouldn't have something to contrast it with. So that is a problem with thinking. Like, was it Shakespeare who said, there's nothing really good or evil, it's just the thinking that makes it so. So God is something that does not judge. Hitler did not go to hell. But being religious, religion also gives you hope. It says to you, don't worry, Hitler killed so many babies and women and you're so evil, and he is definitely still burning in hell. And all these good people who have died over the eons are in heaven. I don't know. They don't have all these pictures of heaven is usually cloudy, fluffy stuff with cherubs, angels with wings flying here and there, and people eating grapes. I don't know. At that time, probably they didn't have PlayStations or something like that. Or they had no idea. So basically, God has no qualities. God is beyond good and evil. You don't like to hear it, but God is not something that can care. You can care. I can care about something. God does not care, but God does not, it's wrong to say God does not care. God cannot care. It's like water. It's like water. Water comes and nourishes us, sustains us, gives us life. But it also comes and floods us, engulfs us, and kills us. Water does not care. Water has got no qualities. It can be a solid, it can be a vapor, it can be a liquid. There's no kindness there's no such thing as kindness in water. There's no such thing as evil in water. You put bad stuff in the water, it becomes bad, but it's not bad. Water just remains water. You're the one who has put all the pesticides or toxins into the water, and you're the one who cleans up the water so that it becomes super clean and you can drink it out of bottles. So that is what God is. And if you were to ask, what is it like when the projector is switched off? It is a state in which you will see that state that you will be in after the projector is switched off is very, very, very real. It is the ultimate reality. It is not sitting here discussing this with you. This is too real. Sometimes I just tap my head on a brick wall because I know that if I can also smash my head against a wall and kill myself. It's so real. It's so hard. Everything is so solid. But if this is all so real, why doesn't it last forever. Right? So, I want to tell you something. This all comes to me spontaneously. Think of all the people, all the projectors that you have seen around you. You're still there, you're listening to this, I'm still here. You don't know yet. Maybe by the time you're listening to this, I'm gone. Let's just hope I'm still around. But I used to wonder, what happened to these projectors? And then I realized that these projectors are now in reality, whereas I am still living in this dream. You and I, we are still in this dream, but the dream material is so solid that it does not allow us to accept it as a fact that this is not real. How is any even very intelligent human being supposed to accept that this is not real? That is why, you see, even people like Jordan Peterson, they're not really intelligent. They're very impressive. They can express themselves much better than you and I. But if that person is religious, then he cannot be intelligent. I know this will rattle a lot of nerves, but that is the nature of religion. I'm sure you'll agree that the moment you insult the religion, that guy blows his top. Even if he is very, very intelligent, you know. You can insult the person's mother and father and sister, but you can never insult his religion. And that is the weirdest thing about the human state. It is born out of frustration, veiled and cloaked by a facade of intelligence. So God cannot be known because God cannot be understood with intelligence. It is beyond thinking. It is beyond thought. It is only when the mind is not paying attention and looks away that you drop into this hole. Listen and read J. Krishnamurti's notebook, for example, and you'll understand. The mind suddenly falls away, and J. Krishnamurti calls it this great immensity. It makes for absolutely incredible reading. A lot of people think that the language he uses is very confusing, but there's a lot of clarity in what he says. It's because the mind gets in the way of your understanding. How can you understand that which cannot be understood with the mind? The mind is what is in the way. So, in all probability, a lunatic would be he would probably be laughing and laughing and laughing, and we are all looking at him and saying he's crazy. But he's laughing probably because he's already seen the ridiculous nature of this existence, right? So coming back to the subject of existence and God and so on, the physicist will not be able to understand the double slit experiment until he does not exist in his body. He will not be able to answer the question as to whether matter is a wave or whatever that the experiment is trying to prove. He will not be able to see it, because being the observer has to disappear in order to understand. This understanding comes from nowhere. So there I go again, adding to your confusion. But I hope what I've said will probably only make sense to a few of us who exist, who understand, who do not pretend to understand. That's very important. And there again you have the ego. I say I understand. Look at me, look at my turban, look at my beard, look at my 10 million followers, look at everybody who's listening to me. You know, that's the ego at play. So if you really see without using your mind, you'll understand what God is.